The game took place yesterday. Cleveland Cavaliers hosting the Oklahoma City Thunder. Cavs without a really important player, obviously, in Darius Garland. That changes everything. That changes how their offense flows. That changes how the ball gets distributed in terms of playmaking and who gets involved offensively for the Cavaliers. The Oklahoma City Thunder were without a couple players too. Key players, integral players to their squad. So there's not like one team that's really at an advantage. In fact, one could argue maybe that the Thunder were missing a little bit more, right? But they did have what I would assume to be two of their top four players, right? The Cavs missing a very key part of their offense. Defensively, I don't think Darius Garland is that great. He's a small, slight of build, and he defends his position fine. But anyways, with that being said, the Cavs get blown out. 136-104, the final score. The Thunder moved to 36-8, and the Cavs moved to 24-20. Thus, I think sliding down a little bit in the standings in the Eastern Conference, but that's not really the point. The point here is that the Oklahoma City Thunder shot 55% from the field, almost 56%, almost 49% from three. The Cavs, the exact opposite. They shot very poorly from the field, 37% overall, under 23% from three, and they took a whole gang of them. And actually, the Thunder took like 47 threes. I think that's a lot higher than they're typically taking, but that was a thing that I think that the Thunder knew they could get from Cleveland. I think Cleveland just does not defend the perimeter well. And I don't know if it's just like a personnel thing or if it's, moving into man and the zone thing that Kenny Atkinson likes to do, but some combination of those things. And Cleveland won the glass battle. Like, I think it's by 16 rebounds or something substantial. The Cavs had 19 offensive rebounds. Like, they had chances, but they weren't defending well primarily, and that's what really hurt them. Points in the paint, the Cavs were fine. They shot really poorly, and they just had nothing for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Just defending those guys, they just did not have it. These two teams are like so different. The Cavs, I don't think they had a 30-point quarter. And then in the fourth quarter, the Cavs gave up 45 points. You can't win an NBA game giving up 45 points in the final frame. It's ridiculous. So this kind of confirms what I've been saying, at least in my videos on my channel. You guys may or may not feel the same. The Cavs are not an elite team in the NBA. There was a time last year I would say that they were playing such great basketball. They had such incredible balance. The bench was performing. Defensively, they played very well. This is not that team. The absence of Ty Jerome is substantial, right? Him moving on to go to a different team, the Cavs not re-signing him. The defensive identity is not there. Sure, they have a couple of decent defensive players, especially notably their bigs, and guys like Dean Wade can defend and stuff like that. I get it. But then it doesn't piece well together with their offense. So their full effort of their games just leaves a lot to be desired. Look at this. Dean Wade played 17 minutes, 0 points. Literally brought in for defensive specialty, right? He's a very tall, big forward. Comes in and he guards the other team's best scorers often. He gave you nothing. Donovan Mitchell looked very pedestrian. He shot 5 of 18 from the field, 1 of 9 from 3. That is awful. A guy who very typically carries this team does nothing for you last night, right? Evan Mobley had 16 points. That won't get it done. In the absence of Darius Garland, you have to be more assertive. You have to be more engaged offensively. In some ways, the offense needs to go through you. I don't know if that's a Kenny Atkinson thing. I don't know if that's a Evan Mobley thing. Needing to play with more fire, desire, inspiration to lift up his team. Off the bench, it was quiet. Craig Porter Jr. gave you a little. Lonzo Ball is atrociously bad. He didn't even play any substantial minutes. He played maybe 5 minutes. Naquan Tomlin played and usually plays really high energy ball and does a lot for the team. Wasn't that effective. DeAndre Hunter actually had a decent game in terms of getting to the free throw line and being active on the glass and defensively, but 5 turnovers. Dog, you ain't even a point guard. You don't even run the offense. 5 turnovers. I've talked about this on other videos. He is a turnover-prone player that is not a point guard. He's not even a facilitator. What the hell are we doing? I think Kenny Atkinson obviously has things he has to think about, and there's rotations and there's the bench and all those things. But golly, man, like I thought Jalen Tyson did decent, spot filling in, with in the starting lineup. Craig Porter Jr. got some run. He was okay, but I mean, if you look at the starters, look at their plus minuses. Jared Allen minus 31. What are you doing, dog? Don was bad. Evan Mobley, I just don't understand how you get blown out by 30 plus points on your home court against an opponent you should be getting up for, right? And you kind of get pummeled. And I like I said, you're looking at those quarterly efforts. The Cavs were down 5 after 1. They were down 15 at the half. You can't be down 15 to the Thunder. They're going to run away with the game. SGA, like that dude's just going to pour it on. Hell, look at the rest of these guys, right? Chet Holmgren was eating. 4 of 5 from 3, 11 of 16 from the field. He had 8 boards, 2 blocks. Shea was good. He had 30 points. Lou Dort, 18. That's above his average. Aaron Wiggins, 12 points. These guys were knocking down threes. Isaiah Joe off the bench, 4 of 7 from 3. Cavs, what are you doing defensively to stop that? The Oklahoma City Thunder are not a prolific three-point shooting team. They do shoot a decent percentage, I think a function of the open shots, but they don't typically take a lot of threes. The last time I checked, I think they ranked somewhere middle to bottom third of the NBA in three-point attempts. You just have to defend that part of that game better. And I don't know. I can put a lot onto Donovan Mitchell. He's their star player. I can put a lot onto Evan Mobley for sure. He's supposed to be taking that next step. But the Cavs don't look like the team last year, right? Very inconsistent. Some games make them look decent. Some games the Cavs look like straight ass water. I'm not a fan of the way that this Cavs team plays with a lack of consistency. Part of it has been injuries, but even for the guys who are on the court, it seems panicky against teams like the Thunder. They looked like they were panicking, and this lends itself when you look at the turnovers. The Cavs had 21. So the Thunder took them out of their element, and the Thunder weren't doing anything unusual. The Thunder were doing Thunder things, playing sturdy, resilient defense, and the Cavs were throwing the ball away, making mistakes, tons of errors. The Cavs kind of sort of beat themselves, but the Thunder make you do that to yourself, right? That's what the Thunder do. You can't play this team that way. The blowout hopefully serves as a wake-up call for the Cavs, who need to start playing better basketball as a collective. They don't look like they're poised to make a run in the playoffs. They don't look like they're ready for the playoffs to start at all. And I would say that they're probably, at best, a second-tier team in the East. At best. Right now, I think the cream of the crop in the East is clearly Boston and Detroit. And I think the Cavs are distant behind those types of teams. Cavs don't look good right now.